Oh, hey, it's unlocked.
Well, duh. The doors are open.
You want to go inside?
No?
Bro, let's go inside.
You're actually going in, huh?
Yeah, of course.
What?
Well, it's
Oh, boy.
unlocked. I mean, if it, come on. If the driver didn't want people going in, he wouldn't have left it unlocked.
That's fair. Are you sure the owner's not going to find out about this?
Nah, check that out.
That looks a bit peculiar.
Well, I'm just trying to design my own racetrack.
Well, come to think of it, why would anyone leave their car door open?
So what are you guys doing?
What the fuck?
Hello, welcome to Short Shift. I'm Ryan.
I'm Krish. And behind us, we have a very heavily modified Audi S4, graciously lent out to us by no other than that blue S4. Woo! God damn. Right, sir.
Good.
Okay.
All right, so obviously we're going to start off with some exterior mods, right? So what if we start out with the carbon hood? Why?
So carbon hood, it's actually lighter, and it's function over form mainly, lightweight, plus the heat release as well because it's vented. And again, it looks cool, something different as well.
That's fair. Also, I was actually also wondering this too. It looks, personally, I think it looks really good, but there could also be an issue with water seeping into the intakes, especially just waterlogging your engine, right? So how do you get around that?
So for that, the vent is actually closed. There's a mold underneath, which I can open it up with a bunch of screws. And once it's open, it's good. I've only opened it like once or twice, to be honest. But what happens is the water just stays there. Plus, if it rains heavy, I also have a hydro guard on the intake as well. Plus, I would take the necessary steps, right? Masking tape, microfiber towels, and all that. And also, I wouldn't really get out when it's raining heavy.
That's fair.
But if I'm stuck, I have those options there.
That's pretty cool. Actually, I did notice one more thing. You know how like you have those old muscle cars with hood pins?
Yeah.
You have like a modern version of hood pins on this, for like
It's actually a hood clip. Funny story. I was on the
cool.
highway and sign came on that my hood is open, and those things saved me. And plus, where I got it installed from, they said they wouldn't even install it without the hood pins. PPF as well. The install was expensive because there's literally nothing underneath those hood pins. So they had to mold a piece from there to the radiator support. And then they had to make that mold as well underneath because it was fully vented. So, yeah.
All right. Shall we talk about the rims as well?
Yeah, for sure.
White rims, right? It looks great, but how do you keep it clean usually?
Man, white rims. I wouldn't recommend doing it, to be honest. But they do look cool. I usually spend about 20-25 minutes on each wheel, cleaning the inside barrel and getting the brake dust off. And I do have track brakes on this, so the brake dust is just crazy. Another thing is the wheels are ceramic coated, so it's a bit easier to clean. But other than that, like there's no getting away from it.
So white rims.
White wheels, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd also do like the sort of arrow, like the very aggressive arrow you have here, especially the canards. Yeah, that looks really cool.
They're from Tact Carbon, and specifically made for this model, 2019. The bumper is totally different than 17 and 18 models or 2020 plus models. And because of that, only few things fit the car, and this was one of them. This was mainly for looks, makes it look more aggressive, as you can already see.
And it's very tastefully done, I might add. Because normally, people go like with crazy colors and like they kind of make it look really tacky. This, it just, you have carbon here, carbon really little places, and just
it's very consistent.
It's very consistent, right? Because a lot of people tend to just put a carbon hood and do nothing anywhere else, and then it just looks like, well, why is there a carbon hood here, right? Does it really need it? This, it's all a part of the look, and I think it's blended and it's very meshed very well, and honestly, you have very good taste.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I didn't want the headlight to be yellow, so the actual high beam or low beam, they're white, whereas this is yellow. So,
and let's get to the elephant in the room. Street equipped. Big banner here. What is that? What is street equipped?
So myself and my partner, we run Street Equip. We do sell parts for Audis 2012 and up. We try not going too old because there's not much available, or if there is something available, other companies are already running it. We try to come out with new stuff. Majority of it is on the inside. Exterior, we're still working on it. But yeah, we sell Audi stuff, BMW, Teslas, Volkswagens, and we're expanding. We're always expanding. So
That's great.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that shameless plug, but worth calling out because he does great stuff.
And it's quality.
It's quality stuff.
This is also tastefully done. These yellow turn signals, eh?
Yeah, so they're amber, and Batchkin was able to just put a yellow skin on it, just for looks.
Mhm.
Kind of flows well with the DRLs, and they've done some work on the rear end as well.
Gotta say, it's
Some
great.
tasteful carbon accents over there.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
the
You can tell I love
carbon
carbon.
door handles. I do want to talk about the shape of the car. It's very distinctively Audi, right? You're not mistaking this for any other car in the
Shoulder
road.
line, especially. That's
Yeah.
That's Audi.
Yeah, of course. The way the body line starts at the headlight and then ends all the way to the tail light. All right, let's move to the back.
So now that we're in the back, so that's great. What bag?
Air Ride, yeah,
Yes.
Air Ride. It's by Squeaky Clean Air, and it's the shocks and the full kit from him. I don't know what it is. It's just German cars, bagged. It just goes well.
Yeah.
You can see it.
This is show car material right there, honestly. It is
Less
so
than
cool.
a finger of space left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why this, sir?
The stripe.
Yeah.
It's the theme that I've got going on. The steering wheel has the German flag as the center stripes, white pedal shifters, so white wheels, and then the brake calipers are German flag, as you can see. I feel like it's a bit too much sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, it kind of stands out. So
I personally think it's tasteful. I don't know why. For some reason I like how it looks.
It's not
It's-
bad. It could be a lot worse.
I
At
think
least it's metallic, right?
it's metallic, and I love the gloss with the black and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
so it goes from like pearlescent to basically matte to regular gloss paint.
and it's the same material used inside on the seats as well, so
Oh, yeah.
it matches.
At least there's some continuity there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The slip spoiler looks amazing. Real carbon fiber, right?
Real carbon fiber. It's the PSM style. It's actually from a BMW, and I just wanted something aggressive, and this was it at the time.
Mhm.
It does look very aggressive.
It looks very M actually. Like the M
yeah.
cars. It does actually look very M because
Yeah.
almost
That dip over here,
yeah,
like that's definitely an M thing, but
definitely.
it
that
works
thing.
so well in this.
But I think you did it better. Don't kill me.
What's next? Like the heart Audi emblem.
I think it looks great. Fight me.
I personally don't like it. We're gonna have a fight. We're gonna have to fight it out.
I'll win. Okay. Anyways,
It feels unnecessary. It feels a bit ricey, but
I think it looks nice. Okay, it's a great. Okay, how
you
come
be the judge,
Miata
okay?
girls can get away with putting pink heart toe tags on their car? Everyone thinks, oh my god, it's so cute. But then a man can't have a nice black heart Audi badge on his car. Like, come on, man.
Miatas.
So I'll jump in. I just want to say,
Exactly.
girls love it. Girls absolutely love it.
bro.
He's got the car res, okay? But
Chris.
Chris.
these are Euro taillights. They're clears. North America never got them, right?
Yeah, no. So these are literally clears. There's no blinker. It's just a sweep when you signal. So I get asked a lot of times, where'd you get these from? How are they? This and that. But overall, like the rear end just looks so much better with this because the OEM ones are red,
Mhm.
and they also have a blinker when it sweeps. Small touches for some people, but to be honest, when you see it, it flows well. The turn signal also is amber, just like the side mirror plus the front lights as well, so it matches. The previous one, it was red. It was a red sweep and the brake light would blink. Now it's just amber.
Do you have the full sequentials?
Yeah, full sequential. Yeah.
Audi light design.
All right, moving further down, we get these reflector stickers, right?
Yeah, so that's again badge skin. I had them tinted earlier, just flat black, basically. Now that the new rear bumper has the honeycomb, you can see that they did the honeycomb pattern on the reflector as well, which is a really nice touch. Something simple, but yet when the light shines on it, you could see it reflect the red out of it,
Yeah.
and it shows the honeycomb
They
pattern.
really went all out.
Yeah.
That's
Small
cool.
little details.
How much are you into the rear end actually?
Just the rear end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Uh,
kidney payments was that?
Minus the exhaust?
No, with the exhaust. With the
Oh
exhaust.
boy.
Let's go on. Balls deep.
Around 7.
$7,000.
That's actually
7 grand,
less than
yeah.
I thought.
It's the diffuser and the taillights that are
Bro,
pricey.
$7,000.
And we're
could get
talking
a-
Canadian
You could
too,
get a
right?
B8 A4 for that.
Yeah.
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 And the exhaust work, I had to
Yeah.
play with it in order to get it perfect. I did have a different diffuser before, and it didn't fit perfect. It had bends and cracks and all that stuff, and I
Mhm.
used to have like yellow or red stripe going all across.
Yeah.
I personally didn't like it, but I had to do it because it showed the crack if I
Mhm.
didn't put the pinstripe.
Yeah.
So now I've got a new diffuser. It's SD carbon, and this fits like a glove.
Overall exterior, I think it was pretty good. As a whole package, definitely.
For sure. I think it's convinced me to start looking into S4s. I am very financially irresponsible.
Totally.
Yeah. I get it. It's one of the nicest builds out there. Actually, I don't think I've seen an Audi build cleaner than this so far. Like when it comes to like being like not SEMA worthy, of course, but
I just say it's
Up-
very unique and very.
yeah,
short
it's
car.
close there. It's very close to a almost SEMA build. Just small rough edges here and there that again over time it's 3 years of love and labor that's gone to this car. This car's actually driven. SEMA cars in most cases aren't, right? So if this was not to be driven, this was to like just be fully restored, just like with really small things here and there, like small chips and stuff.
And SEMA cars are made for other people to
Exactly.
get inspiration off, and
Exactly.
I go based on that too. I've seen some S4s built there,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I want to make it look like this, or I want these wheels, or this and that, right? You get examples from there and go from there. But
Yeah.
I would say I personally built it for myself. I
Mhm.
enjoy it. I look at it. I go to the garage so many times, and
I sit
just
there and
look
look at
at
it
it.
every day. I'd
I
just be
would.
grabbing a bag of chips. I'd sit on your sofa, just start looking at that. Like it's eye candy. Yeah.
And the thing is, with white wheels,
Mhm.
kind of looks like a Subaru. I don't know.
I don't.
Not really.
Maybe if it had gold rims, yes.
Gold rims, yeah.
Gold rims, yeah. Then I'd
I had
kinda
them in the
see.
past.
Okay, there
Matte
we go.
browns, and then I had matte black. It's white. Let's see what the next one.
White's
comes.
my favorite one so far
White's
aesthetically, but I know it's a pain in the what.
Yeah.
To
It certainly
clean. Yeah.
pops. It adds to the car, like the white. So I think
I think this is my favorite build so far.
Yeah.
In all
we
honesty.
might see more in the future.
That's why I was kind
who
of stoked
knows?
to actually have a crack at this car, just simply because it's again, as I said, it's near perfect in every if you look at it from here, like only the owner actually knows what's wrong with it. Really,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I can't see any faults with it, and I've seen this car multiple times. Also, if you do see the owner, make sure to say hi. Don't swarm him or anything, But yeah, it's a very distinctive car. If you see it, take a couple pics, tag him, tag us.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see how many times this car gets spotted.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
What it's missing is a short stiff decal.
Oh yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
soon.
Maybe eventually. Who
Need
knows?
that.
Probably.
Yes.
Maybe. For sure, we'll do it.
All right. So now we're all in the interior. Let's start off with the steering wheel.
I'm gonna hold it every day. Every time I drive it, I'm gonna hold it, right? And I'm gonna look at
That's
it.
true.
It's gonna be in my vision. So this was it. And the typical Audi steering wheel it's too skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And with the S models, what they do is they do just full leather, not even perforated or not Alcantara. The full leather, it doesn't work, to be honest. Like when you're taking turns fast or whatnot, it just feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
Plus it being too small, skinny feeling, it just, again, didn't work out. Now I have perforated leather here on the side for grip, and a bit thicker carbon on the top and bottom. It just adds on to the drama there. Like it feels more sporty, you can say. The airbag cover has been changed as well to kind of match the leather that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Gloss back logos, obviously, and you can see the white pedal shifters. These are the Urus ones, and German flag as the center stripe.
Yeah.
And where'd you get that from?
That's from Street Equipped.
Okay.
So it can be custom made for any model. As I mentioned, we work with cars 2012 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And we also provide airbag covers,
Okay.
pedal shifters, custom ones, magnetic, and matte carbon, Alcantara, you name it.
Because honestly,
fully
it looks
customized.
pretty good quality. You can easily make this look OEM plus. And on the topic of carbon, there's a lot inside. Like this on the dash, on the door card, on the
Yeah.
center console. Uh, there's a lot, honestly.
So a lot of it is OEM, which
Okay,
is
that's good.
the AC unit, the door cards,
Mhm.
the button for the volume,
Mhm.
that panel right there is it's OEM. The added carbon is mainly the steering wheel plus the gear shifter.
Mhm.
That being said, Stereo Clip does sell interior trim as well as carbon. So if you have aluminum trim from factory, you can swap it over
Mhm.
to black twill interior carbon trim,
Yep.
and
If
it's perfect fit.
And if you recall the R7, right? How that has like these amazing door cards and stuff.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how cool these look too?
It's
Like
this, it's Audi design again.
Audi's door cards are so cool. So Audi's makes sense,
But
right?
the
Just, you
use of
push it this way.
materials
Yeah,
and the mix of it, like the black
yeah.
kind of leather on the top,
Mhm.
chrome, carbon fiber, Alcantara all of a sudden, and
Yeah.
then gray leather. Like, they're doing something here.
And then you
It's
have
pretty
like
cool.
deviated stitching that comes
Yeah.
through here too, which is nice. It's I think it's real leather. Yeah,
So much design went into this.
yeah.
Honestly.
It's really
So
nice.
this
And
is actually rotor gray interior.
Mhm.
You can get S models in red. I think it's Magna red, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
And then there's not sure what the black one is, but there's black interior, red, or this rotor gray.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
again, this spec is like famous in Europe.
Mhm.
So you get Navara blue with rotor gray interior. And personally, I wasn't a big fan of it. I'll give you that much. Gray just looks boring.
Yeah.
And then it started growing on me because what happened here is that if you look at beside your thigh, this panel, it's gray,
Oh,
yeah.
right? In red color, it's actually black with red stitching. In black interior, it's black with white stitching. Same
I
goes
see.
for the door handle too. See how
Oh,
it's
really?
gray
Mhm.
and the whole panel is gray?
So I think the gray is probably the best call
Mhm.
in the long run when it comes to it. Because hindsight at the end of the day is 2020, right?
Yep.
Didn't really know at the time, but I think this was really the right call to make with this. And yeah, let's move on to this. So
That thing.
that thing, come on, it's so cool.
It's,
You know,
it's
you know,
really cool.
you know how they have these in Ferraris?
Yes.
And I think Doug Miro actually talked about it in one of these videos. So the reason they added that there is because normally teens would be taking their videos here of like the car accelerating and
Yeah,
stuff.
passengers can do it
Passengers
too now.
have it now. Then you can make
And
your like
it's customizable. You
Mhm.
can change the views, everything, and I believe True to Clip sells it as well.
yeah.
Yeah. So we partnered up with Bosch,
Oh, wow.
and Bosch makes these screens, very, very customizable. It works off of OEM connector. So in the glove box, there's actually a CD player which has a connector there, which controls all the ambient light, speakers, all that stuff. You unplug that and then plug this into it.
I
It
see.
grabs all the data from the car itself,
Mhm.
and it doesn't feel laggy at all. Works really great. Looks really cool. It's something different,
I
because there
think
was a
it's
fake
cool.
vent there,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
it didn't really do much.
You made use of
Kind
it.
of like those Honda Civics with like those
Oh,
continuous vent
man.
designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Another
is
Honda Civic reference.
Honda
eh?
Civic reference. We know someone's gonna love that.
Yeah.
And this big screen right here.
So standard screen on this car is 8.25 inch, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And this one right here is 10.25 inch. The extra inch on each side matters, I guess. But
It's pretty wide.
It's familiar.
yeah, and it's
It's touchscreen now.
touchscreen
Mhm.
plus the center knob works as well.
The gauge cluster is also of an older style, if that makes sense, right?
Analog gauges.
It's
Analog
analog
gauge
gauges
cluster.
and stuff. So it feels like nice analog gauges, but then you have like this like super high tech screen. It looks wrong. I think this sort of like LCD screen makes way more sense, in my opinion, to like have it like this, and it looks normal
It's
to most
era
people.
correct,
Exactly,
I
it's
guess,
error
with
correct,
the pop-up screen kind of design.
and I think it's great. I would
Yeah.
prefer this.
And also there's actually physical buttons for the AC unit.
Oh yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you click on any, yeah, there you go.
I love that sort of stuff because I hate going into screens and having to change that.
So
So
if you prefer something more analog, I guess this is probably the best generation
Yeah.
before whatever they're gonna do. In the
and most
future.
people tend to keep these cards for like 6-7 years max.
Yeah.
So exactly, this I think what it is, it's great. Although I know there's a virtual cockpit that you could have gotten with these. I think. Well, did you select it or did you not want it or?
So when I was in the
Mhm.
market
Yeah.
looking for this car, there was only 3 available.
Yeah.
One of them had the virtual cockpit, but
Mhm.
the exterior was Daytona gray
Yeah.
and red interior.
Mhm.
And it was actually out of my budget, I'll be
Oh,
honest.
Yeah. That's fair.
So this was the other one. The other one was, I believe, Tango red with black interior.
Mhm.
The red just popped too much in your face.
Yeah.
And at that time, I had an A4 B9 2019 as well, same color,
Yeah.
Navarra blue.
okay.
So I was like, "Oh, you know what? I love the blue. I'll go for this." It didn't have the dash, and at that point, A4 B9 I
Mhm.
had the virtual dash,
Yeah.
and now I have the B9.5 A5. It has the virtual dash, so I'm never missing it.
I guess that's pretty much it for the interior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so driving impressions of the S4. So not too long ago, we launched this car, and we were just feeling again the outright acceleration this thing has. Feels sophisticated in the way where it doesn't feel like a 16-year-old with a eBay turbo bolted it onto the car.
Very true.
Yeah, but it actually feels like it came like this from factory. It feels very almost too good in the sense that this doesn't feel like a modded, like a self-modded product. It feels like a factory race car.
And before we do continue, let's just talk about the specs 1st.
Mhm.
So from stock, this thing is making about 340, 350 horsepower. Currently, it's making 500 from the crank. And with torque, it's making about 600. Stock is about 340, 350 as well, pound-feet.
Yeah.
And from that, we can probably estimate how much he's modded.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we do know what he's modded so far. So we do have a catalyst downpipe. We have an ECU tune.
So he's also done a TCU upgrade, and then it just goes from there. So there's again a long list of modifications in there, and he's coupled with the air ride. Actually, this car feels really not firm, but
Very nimble.
very nimble. Yeah, it also feels like firm in the sense that it feels confidence inspiring.
It's
like,
a stable
it
kind
feels
of
very
firm.
stable. Like this thing seems like an Autobahn killer.
Mhm.
Of course, you have the brake squealing and everything. This
Upgraded
actually,
brakes, so
yeah, this feels
brakes
like
good.
Mhm.
It's just loud.
But I think that's the whole point of this car,
Yeah.
right? It's a factory race car,
Mhm.
in my personal opinion, and
It drives like it too, so
it
that's the
just
good part.
feels like it too, right? And you can you can hear it, under mild acceleration.
Yep.
It is incredible to just drive because again, I'm just taking on these back roads right now, and it is taking these corners quite well, honestly. It's very Audi in the way it drives, and that's again, I say that with due respect, and it's a good thing. The fact that it is the best of both worlds. You can tune a car for 500 horsepower to the crank, which doesn't sound that crazy, right? The M3 makes that, but again, it's a tuned car. This is an S4, not an even the RS4 doesn't come close to these power figures. That's at about 444. So you're basically faster than an RS4 and RS5, really.
Yep.
While keeping the S4 engine and the tunability of the S4. This platform is infinitely moddable because of the 3-liter
Yep.
V6 in this.
And because of how many of these A4, S4 platforms there are, there's so many mods for it. You can just look through you can just do a Google search and immediately find a part for it. And also the thing is, this is more of an all-rounder car. BMW is great with performance. Mercedes great with luxury. This is right in the middle. It's good. It's not the best, but it's acceptable in both sides.
Yeah.
Where it's like a very good all-rounder package that I can really recommend for everyone. Especially the fact that you can easily find one for much cheaper nowadays
than an M340i or a
Oh,
C43. Yeah. Which are the two other cars that compete with this. And again, the C43, I'm not the biggest fan of.
No. Don't think about the C43. Especially the
Yeah.
inline 4 one. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
The M340i personally would be my personal pick. But when it comes to tunability, nothing beats these 3-liter single turbo V6s. They're on a league of their own. And that's just Audi's nature, right? Audi has a lineup of very tunable engines. Their EA888, which is also in Gulfs, right?
And the A4.
The A4, right? And even the Q3, funny enough, right? Who owns one? But and then you have their 3-liter V6s that are known, they're infamously moddable. Their V10s are crazy under booster, even their inline 5s.
Yeah, I'd say the V6s, unfortunately from factory, Audi detunes them quite a lot. But as you've seen right now, once you do start adding power, like even a stage 1 tune, this thing makes crazy power.
My God. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going uphill, but this thing just spools and crackles. It feels like a supercar on the inside. It sounds like one too. Now there are some drawbacks, of course, that the owner has done, and he's pretty transparent about them. I'm pretty transparent about them too. So it comes down to the air ride. So the air ride, unfortunately, even though he's not on coils anymore, he still will rub and still will sag if he's on tight bumps or has weight in the back or people in the back. So you do knock points for practicality there. Even the rear space for the passengers isn't the greatest.
Yep.
The 3 Series actually kind of does better. Even the C-Class does a better job.
But that really depends on how you set up the suspension. You can easily have a more practical kind of suspension, a higher one, stuff like that. Doesn't have to be low like this one. Obviously, you can do more with air ride. It's just this owner particularly decided on a lower one. Even the exhaust rate, it's super loud. Not sure if the microphone's picking it up, but it's pretty loud in here.
Yeah, I've been in worse. We know a fella with a car that's quite loud.
Yeah.
And if he can daily it while going partially deaf, then I think this one should be fine.
Yeah. Sound is not an issue in this car, definitely. And pretty sure he told me it's valve, right?
Yeah, this is valve. So we're in individual right now. I can drop down to...
So valve currently open.
If you're out of there, the car is really quiet. Like it feels stock even. Which, it's kind of crazy to say about something that's been extensively modified with almost $20,000-$30,000 poured into it, right? So, I personally think that this is a win in my book, and I've really been excited to try one of these. And again, just really thankful to Partique for, giving us a chance or giving us a shot to drive this car.
So what did you guys think? Let us know if you felt the same about the car as we did. Huge thanks to Partique for lending us and showcasing his car for us to share. Make sure to check out his Instagram and Street Equip, both linked in the description below. If you're still watching, here are some extra clips that weren't featured in the main parts of the video. Please enjoy. Okay, so while we're recording this, I noticed this sign over here, and I don't think he's being really, friendly.
Yeah. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy. Crazy! I was crazy. Okay, just cut it, bro.
I get asked so many times, where'd you get the taillights from? Can we pause for a second?
Hey, that's new Top Gear.
Okay.
True. Of course, it's off to personal taste, but...
Is your car there or
No.
No.
Oh, this is just ours. That's ours. Yeah, dude, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, went for a jog.
I think maybe an hour, give or take.
I hope we're not causing any issues. No. Okay.
Right, thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Woofers.
Bloopers. All right.